Good morning, marijuana traders. It is Monday, November 9th. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth. And in today's video, we're going to do an update on Canopy Growth and Aurora Cannabis. They reported earnings today. So we are seeing a huge gap up right now in SPY, and this is likely due to some upbeat data about a potential cure and being more than 90% effective at Pfizer and bio and tech. So we're seeing a huge gap up in SPY. We're already seeing some tailwinds from Biden winning the election. So we're currently at 364.78 in pre-market, and that's going to be an all-time high for SPY. So congrats to the SPY bulls. And just taking a look at CGC on the pre-market, we are at 26.67. So again, once again, congrats to the bulls. And we are now in a monthly uptrend on Canopy Growth with a low, high, higher low, and higher high. So we did change the trend when we broke. We had a higher low now established at 1388, and we confirmed a monthly uptrend when we broke 2219 resistance. So congrats to the bulls. We're up big here in pre-market. ACB, so Aurora up 30% pre-market as well. So again, congrats to the bulls all the way around. We're seeing huge gap ups in MJ due to Biden winning the election. So far, that's how it's looking anyway. We know that Trump is going to be slapping 100 different lawsuits. So we'll keep an eye on that, but let's jump into the earnings. So I haven't really reviewed this either. I peeked at it very, very briefly, but we'll go through it together here. So Canopy Growth Q2 revenue increases 23% sequentially to 135 million. I believe that's record revenue. Achieved record quarterly net revenue of 135 million, exactly. Net loss of 97 million, adjusted EBITDA loss of 86 million, a 43% improvement versus Q2 fiscal year 20. Implementing initiatives to capture 150-200 million of savings across our cost structure. Increase market share by 200 basis points in Canadian recreational market based on proprietary market share tracker. So I mentioned this in my previous videos. If Aurora lost revenue and market share and Aphria was losing market share, who did that go to? And I anticipated Hexo and Canopy. So you can see here that obviously we got some spillage from those other LPs. Building momentum in the US and establishing foundation for long-term leadership position. Our renewed strategy of winning consumer mindshare along with increased agility and execution has resulted in record net revenue for the second quarter and momentum across the key areas of business. I'm excited for the trading day today because this is going to be absolutely insane with once regular trading hours opens up and we see the floodgates of retail investors with the positive earnings. We had a projected revenue of 87 million here on Earnings Whispers. So that's a huge beat in terms of revenue. Let's just take another quick peek. I won't go through this in its entirety because I want to keep this video short, and I got to get ready for the trading day as well. So I'll go through this as quickly as you can, but you can check this out on your own time for some more detailed information. So revenues, we achieved record quarter revenue of 135 million, Q2 2021, driven by increase in Canadian recreational revenue. Continued strength in Storz and Bickel. So for those of you that don't know what that is, that's the vaporizer company that they bought. One of the best, in my opinion, the best vaporizer. They sell the Volcano devices, and this works. And contribution from BioSteel, which was acquired in October 2019. Growth versus the prior year period also benefited from favorable comparison, as Q2 2022 results included 32.7 million charge for returns. The company's soft gel and oil portfolio. Yeah. Gross margin of 19% was up 1,400 basis points versus Q2 2020. Gross margin during Q2 2021 compared to Q1 2021 was impacted by an unfavorable business mix driven by lower contribution from international medical business. So that's a little bit of a downfall there. Operating expenses declined by 19%. Yada, yada, yada. Net loss of 96.6 million, a 339 million wider loss versus Q2 2020 was driven by lower other income. Adjusted EBITDA loss was 85 million in Q2 2021 compared to a loss of 150 $0.4 million in Q2 2020, driven by higher revenue and lower operating expenses. Cash position. Cash and short-term investments amounted to $1.72 billion at September 30th, 2020, representing a decrease of $254 million from $1.97 billion at March 31st, 2020. So I'm going to leave it there in terms of their earnings. Obviously, they crushed their revenue, record revenue. We saw the same with Hexo. So I'll let you guys read the rest of the financials and dig into that, and let me know in the comments below what your perception of these earnings are. Did they blow it out of the water? Were you disappointed? I'd love to hear from you. So taking a look at Aurora. So Aurora, we were looking at a revenue estimate of 46 million. They came in at 68 million, so that is a beat. We don't have the EPS numbers out yet. I tried to check investing.com, but it looks like they're down. So for those of you that are trying to get there today, it looks like their website's down for planned maintenance, but not the greatest time to be doing it on a Monday morning. So I assume it's not planned maintenance. So just briefly going over Aurora Cannabis, the #1 Canadian medical position by Cannabis net revenue and strong international medical growth. Cannabis net revenue of 67.8 million, adjusted gross margin of 48% or 52%, excluding Nordic One ramp-up costs. Achieved targeted SG&A during Q1 2021. So we continue to take the necessary steps to execute our plan and transform our business to achieve sustainable profitability and ultimately positive cash flow. So this is Miguel Martin, Chief Executive Officer of Aurora Cannabis. Our Q1 2021 results are transitional but do not highlight successes across a number of diverse profit pools. We remain the leader by revenue in the high margin Canadian medical market. Our international medical business experienced more than 40% net revenue growth this quarter, and our CBD brand Reliva is #1 ranked by Nielsen in the US CBD sector. So again, I'm not going to go over all of this for the sake of time, but Q1 2021 total and cannabis net revenue was 67.8 million, a slight increase from 67.5 million of cannabis net revenue in the prior quarter. So we did see a little bit of an increase there, but nothing compared to Canopy or Hexo. So in my opinion, I think Canopy is still the #1, and then I would rank Hexo #2, then Aphria, then Aurora, then Cron personally. Those are my favorite. Adjusted EBITDA loss of 57.9 million, which includes restructuring payments such as contract and employee termination costs. Cash balance at November 6th was approximately 250 million. So we're going to leave it there. You guys can check the rest of that on your own time, but I do want to just bring up a couple charts here. So on the weekly, I said that Canopy last week closed extremely bullish with the MACD and the stochastic blasting off, going parabolic. We're well above the 10-week moving average. And then if we flip over here to the daily chart, I've been highlighting this for a while as well, that we saw a golden cross forming, and we also crossed through the 100-day moving average. So we crossed through the 200 with the golden cross and the 100. That's extremely bullish. And you can see that we've had huge follow through from that daily higher low down here at 1832. So if you would have entered on that higher low, we were in a daily uptrend, not really seeing much follow through on the bull breaks though. And if you would have entered on that daily higher low here of 1832, you'd be sitting very, very comfortably at the moment. Taking a look at ACB, and this is all on the US side, by the way. ACB, huge volume last week. MACD stochastic blasting off. Taking a look at ACB in the daily, we are now above the 200-day moving average. So that's a huge move. Again, congrats to the bulls. Why did Aurora surge so much? It's because we had such a short interest in the stock. So once everybody's on one side of the boat, eventually you're going to get a short squeeze. And we had a daily trend change, and from there, bulls just took it to the races, and they've been off full steam ahead ever since. So we'll see how we open the day today. Again, we are at 1312. Close to the high of pre-market on ACB. Taking a look at CGC, 2635. So this is the highest we've seen CGC in months. We are in a monthly uptrend. No real resistance up here until 5274 on Canopy. Taking a look at ACB, we do have resistance up here at 1968 on the monthly, but we're not in a monthly uptrend yet on Aurora. Taking a look at the weekly, we're still in a weekly downtrend as well. So we got lots of room to form a weekly higher low. Taking a look at the daily, like I said, we're in a daily uptrend and we have a ton of space now to form another daily higher low. So we've got about 67% to form a higher low, so no big deal. So bulls in full control of the Aurora and Canopy charts. So again, let me know in the comments below what you think of these earnings. Do you think that there's better days ahead? Is this the worst for the cannabis sector? Have we bottomed? I personally think we have, and the election results have obviously helped the bulls in a big way. So congrats to the bulls in the overall broader market. Congrats to the Canopy and Aurora bulls, and best of luck in the trading day today, guys. Have a good one. See you in the next video and take care.